What's happening, YouTube? Jonathan Pariente, the Execution 10 here, coming at you guys with another video. I want to ask you guys to please continue to check and subscribe to my channel for more YouTube videos. We are now on the eve of the Divisional playoff round. Had a very impressive wild card round this past week. Some incredible upsets, some huge wins, some close games. Every bit of the feel you'd want for a first round of the playoffs. Ravens with an incredible victory, beating the Tennessee Titans 20-13. A solid running game by Lamar Jackson. And the Ravens shut down the Titans and Derrick Henry, holding him to 40 yards rushing. And Tannehill really had to go out of his comfort zone throwing the football more than he normally does. So the Ravens move on. They will play the Buffalo Bills, who beat the Colts 27-24. Close game to the finish. Buffalo made some big plays late in the game. Big touchdown to Stephon Diggs. And a great defensive stop to beat Phillip Rivers at the end. So Buffalo will move on to play the Ravens. We'll get to that matchup in just a moment. The Seattle Seahawks and the Rams. Jared Goff coming in after Wolford, who started the game, got hurt. Goff is still playing with the thumb injury, but he was able to do enough. And thanks to some big plays by the Rams defense, including a pick six, we're able to shut down Russell Wilson and the Seahawks 30-20. Shut down DK Metcalf. Wilson was held to under 50% passing. And this Rams defense, guys, is for real. They're a dangerous defense. They know how to cover. And for the Green Bay Packers, who have to see these Rams coming up, they have to be able to attack the Rams defense, or they will be in for a big heap of trouble. We have the Nickelodeon game, the Saints and the Bears. Saints with an impressive job, well-coached team as they are. They shut the Bears down 21-9. It was not as high scoring for the Saints. Got to credit the Bears defense. But the Saints did turn it on in the second half when they needed to. And they will move on to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who defeated the Washington football team 31-23. Got to tip your cap to Washington. Taylor Heinicke came in to start the game. Alex Smith was hurt. Did very well for his first playoff game. You wonder if maybe Heinicke could be a potential starter going forward from that performance. Too early to tell, but you like the effort that the Washington brought out, and I think they're going to be a force in that NFC East for some time to come. Over to the rest of the AFC, the Steelers and the Browns. What an exciting game that was. If you're the Cleveland Browns, who hadn't been to a playoff since 2002, just as Buffalo hadn't been to a playoff since 1995, winning a playoff game in 25 years, this had to feel good for Baker Mayfield. The running game with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, and then taking advantage of early Steelers mistakes. A bad snap on the first drive, touchdown in the end zone. Two costly interceptions by Big Ben early. Browns took advantage, went up 28-0 early on. The Steelers had an uphill battle from there, and the Browns were able to pull off the shocker 48-37 and knocked off the Steelers. So you have to wonder, was that the last game of Big Ben as a Steeler? Maybe of his career, who knows? But the Browns now are going to have a real battle in front of them as they take on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs at Arrowhead. And we're going to now dive into these games. Very big implications for each of them. Let's begin with the Packers-Rams. As I said, the Rams defense is very, very dangerous. And I think this is going to be a game, if you're the Packers, you're going to have to score early on the Rams and take advantage of some mistakes if they present themselves. Devontae Adams will have Jalen Ramsey on him for most of the game. As great a receiver as Adams is, Ramsey is one of the best at stopping the league's top receiver. Packers are going to have to be prepared for what Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods will bring, and of course, Cam Akers. Jared Goff may not be playing at 100%, but Goff still has his weapons around him that he can still get the ball to. And for the Packers, they're going to have to be ready for that. I think this game, though, will come down to a field goal late. It will be a close game. But my prediction, the Packers will win 20-17. The night game on NBC follows this one. And it is the Bills and the Ravens. Great matchup as well. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. Two quarterbacks that have really come into their own. They each won their first playoff game this week in Wild Card Weekend. Both quarterbacks are leaps and bounds better than they were last year. And this is going to be a real, I think, control game again if you are the Ravens. If you shut the Bills down and if you're able to control the clock, I think the Ravens with their running game could stop Buffalo. And that's how you're going to have to beat them. You have to get to Buffalo early. You have to put Josh Allen behind by 2 scores at least. Make the Bills throw the ball a lot more. They do not run the ball as much as Baltimore. So this will be very interesting. And the Ravens defense with Marlon Humphrey and etc. can shut down Stephon Diggs and get to Josh Allen. I think the Ravens could pull an upset out. And they're one of the best at doing it, particularly on the road. My prediction, the Ravens will win this game 27-20. Now it brings us to Sunday's games. Beginning with the 3:30 game. The Browns and Kansas City. Arrowhead. Baker Mayfield, Patrick Mahomes. This is going to be a coming home game for Kareem Hunt. He spent the first years of his career playing in Kansas City. Unfortunately, trouble with the law got him off the Chiefs. He found a home in the Browns, and he has really rebounded with his second opportunity. And I will not be surprised if Kareem Hunt will definitely bring something to that game that we haven't seen. But even with all of that, I don't know if it will be enough to stop Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes has weapons galore. Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. Le'Veon Bell will be running the ball if they need to. Andy Reid, one of the best in the game with coaching an offense like this. The Browns are going to have to play like they did last week, mistake-free football, if they're going to have a chance. And I think they could scare the Chiefs. I think they're a team that maybe could shock them. But will it be enough to beat them? I don't know if it will. I say Kansas City will win this game. It will be close, but I think they will win it by at least 2 possessions. It will be 41-27, Kansas City. Now to the final game. 6:40, Saints, Bucks. A battle of the NFC South. And possibly the last time Tom Brady and Drew Brees face off against one another, maybe ever again. Brees, of course, had the rib injury early in the year. Cost him 3 games. Wasn't sure if he was even going to come back. But Brees did return. Looks like he hasn't missed a step. Tom Brady in the well past the prime of his career, but in his 40s and still playing at the top of his game. And this is going to be interesting because of what the Bucks have. A lot of playmakers for Brady. Mike Evans, Gronkowski, Antonio Brown, Ronald Jones if he's healthy. A lot of weaponry on one side for Brady. Brees has very much the same on his side. Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, Jared Cook, Taysom Hill can be used in packages. The Saints and their defense are also a very big matchup too. The Saints won both meetings over the Bucks this year. And I think playing in New Orleans, this is advantage Saints. I think the Saints will again keep the momentum going against Brady. And you can imagine the Saints want to get back to the Super Bowl. They still have that bad taste in their mouth from losing to the Rams a couple years ago. It's still fresh in their mind. And I say Brees will finally get that demon off his back and beat Brady in New Orleans. Close game this will come down to. My prediction, Saints 32, Bucks 29. We are in for some incredible football this coming weekend. The divisional round begins, followed by the championship games, the AFC and the NFC, which will be the following week before the Super Bowl. Jonathan Perriente, The Education 10, saying bye for now.